Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We have a list of 20 properties, including a really cool artistic home on May Court. So we have one coming out in Bronte Meadows, so the mature neighborhood of Milton. Larger lot, so it's got a pie-shaped lot. It's fully renovated. There's an extra sunroom addition on the property, and I mean, we're talking Viking range in the kitchen, we're talking renovated bathrooms, finished basement, double garage, 4 bedrooms. It's got everything that somebody would want moving to the old section. The kitchenette has, because the problem with a lot of the older homes is that they're very segmented. This one has been opened up completely. It is really something cool. So anyway, if you want more information about that, let me know. And we are probably going to launch it on Wednesday, Thursday. I'm going to have the photos as of Wednesday morning. And the first number will probably be a 7. So if that's something that you're interested in, just reach out to me. Reply back to any of the emails. Okay, so that's your little hidden surprise for the week. And let's get started with the list. So 561 Childs is $299.9. It's condo townhouse. This is anything condo townhouse for this under 300 tends to do well. It has forced air gas, which is good. It says there's no parking space, but that's not true. There's probably one surface parking space. The way this is set up is that there's a complex of townhouses, and then there's a parking lot right in the middle. And you should, I think legally you'd have to have at least one parking spot available. No pictures, obviously, which we normally don't talk about if there's no pictures, but the price range I think is attractive. So possession is April 30th. If you're the only offer, I mean, if there's 5 or 6 offers, it doesn't give you leverage. But if you're the only offer on this place and you give the sellers that day, if it's specifically mentioned here, there's probably a chance that you've got some leverage to kind of make it a win-win, give-take. Maybe it's the price, maybe it's an inclusion. But, you know, it seems to be that it's in a good price range that's going to attract a lot of attention. Now, we have a couple homes on Andrews Trail that... There's this one at $490. There's another one at $515. I think they're both probably worth $515, $520. Semi-detached, finished basement, more than 1,500 square feet. I just got a message this morning for an end-unit townhouse at 1,500 square feet with a finished basement. They have 3 bully offers, which means they've set the date for the offers, and they've received before offer date. Buyers have said, look at my offer. And the interesting thing about bullies, we haven't talked about this, and I don't know if we have time this episode, but the way the rules go is that you have to present an offer to a seller if it's been registered. And so there's a whole strategy and science to it. It's a real cat and mouse game. We'll talk about multiple offers, negotiation, bully offers. We're going to do that very soon because obviously half the offers now are at or above the asking price. Anyway, let's get back to Andrews Trail. The finishes here look good. They actually look better than the 515. They've got nice big bedrooms in this home. That's what I like about this floor plan. And the basement looks good too. So both Andrews properties are away from Thompson Road. They're into the subdivision. A little bit north of here you have the train tracks, so you will probably hear some of that. But still, for under 500, this one is a screamer of a deal. Here's the other one on Andrews Trail. So you've got, potentially you could maybe park a car here if you needed to. I don't know how big it is, but it looks like you might. The floors are better in the other one. I like the kitchen a bit better in the other one too. But this is more reflective of, you know, the value and where I'd expect it to be or more. There was one in this area that sold, same floor plan. I think it was between 520 and 530 is what it sold for. So this one's still a good deal, but the other one's really, really good. Now, Huffman is a really nice street. They're holding back on offers on this one. It's only 1,500 square feet, though. They've done this kind of enclosed porch, which is interesting. Pattern concrete outside. They've got some nice finishes. For this price range, you can get a little bit bigger. What's nice too is it looks like there's no carpet in the whole house, so allergy sufferers might enjoy this. They've got some good finishes. I think they'll do well. I don't know how much above 600 a home of this size would ever go for, but finish wise, location wise, they're doing really well. Next one may not be for everybody, but it's a live work 729 on Holly, and so we've seen the ones at Derry and Thompson go for $7,000 even up to $800,000 for similar size. And what's nice about this one is that it's freehold. Okay, so the other one on Thompson and Derry, the live works there, they're not freehold. So they have like $500, $600, $700 a month condo fees with a real dry reserve fund because there was a problem with the foundation. So that's what I think I like about this, is that it's a little bit older than some of those ones at Derry and Thompson. You don't always get the street exposure that you get if you're facing Thompson or Derry, but I think it's good value. I think that the values here have kind of stayed a little bit softer than some of the other ones that have sold. So good pricing on this one. I like the location too. The look on the outside is definitely a good impression. So yeah, the financing can be a little bit difficult because you've got part commercial, part residential. So there's not every lender would get involved with that. You may also have HST that's proportioned for the commercial side because HST applies to commercial, not residential. So just make sure you have a good lawyer, good accountant, and of course a good real estate agent if you're looking at buying one of these. Now, Peregrine Way has been listed. They were off and on. They've been listed for probably a year or so. So they would list at $899, then they would do $829, and holding back on offers, and then they take it off, and then they put it on, and it's just been a real circus to watch. It's about 3,000 square feet. You have this real, and I think that should be the front look because you've almost got like a his and hers garage. The finishes look good. It's a really nice floor plan inside. They've got a very nice range here. And you back onto green space too. That shot could have been a little bit more direct and obvious that it does back onto green space. But you've got that too. So I guess they covered it. For what else you have to choose from right now, I think this one is a good pick. The market has now changed to the point where this has become maybe a little bit high last year to they're right in the game. I think they're holding back on offers. I don't know to when, but this is one of the ones that they're waiting for a certain day. Hinchey Crescent, $969. Where else can you find 8 bedrooms? I gave you a teaser last week about this one. So you have 5 bedrooms on this one. All of them have their own access to a bathroom. You've got a nice dark kitchen. You have the built-in appliances here, the iron pickets, and then downstairs, there you go. It's a nice looking kitchen. That's better than most kitchens in the actual main kitchen, and it's down in the basement. So there you go. That's a real solid one. 43 foot is about as big as you can find in the subdivision, and Hinchey Crescent is what we'd call a very street hockey friendly street. There's very little traffic on this street if you don't live there. Okay, so 2 more. Random Acres, 1.275. It's 113 acres. What I wanted to talk about here is not necessarily this particular property, although you look at the gate, you go, oh, you've got gilded, top on the, like that looks like a $1 million gate, but then you look at the rest of the house and maybe not as impressive as the gate. Anyway, the thing that makes this good, if you're buying the land, 113 acres, so you're about 10,000 an acre, is it's very hard to finance vacant land, right? So if there's no home on this land, the banks don't like to finance it. Having the presence of the house, even if you just knock it down, will open up your financing options. So typically vacant land, you've got to put 30, 40, 50% or more as a down payment. This one might fall into more traditional lending practices, which if you're building a home at 200 a square foot minimum, getting a lower down payment is definitely going to help you out. Now the last one here is on May Court, 2.76, competing with the one on Derry, the former athlete's home. But I mean, totally different. I know without looking up who the owner is that this one is owned by an artist. It's got a really nice front appearance here. Good use of a drone, but look at this pool. I mean, that looks like a resort. It looks like a cartel leader's house. It reminds me of that scene from Breaking Bad when they go down and visit the cartel guy. But yeah, just an amazing house. Inside, it's got some great finishes, and I don't see many up in the $2-3 million range that really are exciting, but I think that this one here is something really different, unusual. But yeah, you can definitely tell with the artwork here that you've got someone who veers towards artistic tendencies. Really, really neat looking home. So anyway, that's something that's probably not in everybody's budget. The other thing from a financing perspective is it's harder to get financing at $2 million than it is at $1 million. The banks have started to grade the scale on how much down payment you're going to need. So it's harder if you're not paying cash for something like this to get a mortgage. So there we go. That's the episode. Nice Monday wrap up. And if you're coming to town and you want to look at some places, you can sign up for a tour of homes. You can get our price report. We just did the buyer class. The next one's probably in about a month or so, and we'd be glad to provide you with information that's going to help you with your search. So we'll see you tomorrow.